Look how dry everything behind me looks. Ugh. Do you guys remember when it was like white flowers with some purple in them and a bunch of green stuff? Now it's just blah. That's how August looks like in California. Who else has a cat or a kid who woke them up at 5:30 a.m. today? I'm just gonna look at this as me getting the gift of time, and I can get more stuff done on a Sunday. Our famous crayfish parties last all of August, and that's usually the warmest time of the year up in the north. Nowadays you can find crayfish in the frozen section and basically every grocery store. But back in the day, you had to get up in the middle of the night when it's pitch black dark outside, hold a lantern above the water just to see where the crayfish is, and you have to snatch it out of there and put it in a big bucket. I can only imagine what a big job that must have been to get enough crayfish to feed everyone who was going to the party, because let's face it, it's not going to be enough with just one crayfish per person. This party is the most awesome excuse to get together with friends and family who you haven't seen all year. For me personally, my mom's side of the family have an annual tradition which has been going on for like 50 plus years now, maybe even 60 at this point. Gosh, we actually even have a golf tournament every year between those of us in the family who do enjoy golfing. I personally don't, I just never got into it, but it's been really fun to see everyone compete throughout the years. We have this little trophy with all the winners' names on it. It's just passed around to whoever wins that year. And I've been super bummed out about missing these events since moving to the US. I've missed a lot of them now, and because of the pandemic, you know, it's been canceled last year and this year, so there's no crayfish party, but hopefully at some point I'm gonna be able to bring Nick there to join the festivities, because he's seen videos of mine, and he really wants to go there and experience it. Ooh, the sun is coming up. One of the best parts about this party is the games we play. Not everyone does, but in my family we certainly do. We have a big competition in the beginning when we meet, and it's kind of like a good icebreaker to get everyone loosened up and excited about the day and night we're gonna spend together. So in my family, we do different games every year. We split up in teams, and we do everything from like throwing a boot between our legs to see who can throw it the farthest. And we chew these like long shoestring candies until our cheeks hurt. Like we can't use our hands or anything. We just chew them, and whoever swallows it first wins. We throw wet dish towels in our grandparents' faces. Whoever really nails them in the face, they win. We put a cone over our faces and wobble around all awkwardly trying to kick a ball while looking through this tiny little hole at the bottom of the cone and trying to kick the ball into the goal. It's just so fun. It's ridiculous and it's goofy, and who cares, you know, it's just all these grown-ups and kids just having a good time together. And then comes the huge feast. I mean, we're talking big trays full of red crayfish with dill on them. Yes, we put dill on everything in Sweden. It's delicious. I love it. I'm a vegetarian though, so I don't actually eat crayfish. I've not had crayfish since I was like a kid, and I wasn't even that big of a fan of it then. God, these crows are really waking up, aren't they? Sorry. Anyways, there's always this moment when the crayfish comes out that's like special, and everyone sings a song, or everyone goes ooh, or ah, no, my God, look at those. Everyone digs in, everyone gets messy. It's just one big runny mess when people eat crayfish. It's just how it is. And there's side dishes, like usually kind of like some kind of pie or a soup, something on the side there, baguettes with butter and cheese, you know. Then comes dessert, usually, and at this point, you know, we can barely move because we've been eating so much, but that's okay, it's a part of it. We're just gonna be sitting down anyways most of the evening and just chit chat with each other. And we wear all of these silly looking goofy crayfish hats that have been in my family for many generations now, and we sing these songs. They're actually Swedish classical songs that everyone kind of knows the melody to, but they've been rewritten, so they're about crayfish or getting drunk. As we've gotten older, these parties have calmed down quite a bit, but I have amazing memories from being a kid and getting to stay up as late as I wanted to, and we would always have some kind of kids games there, like a fishing pond where we would fish out some candy and all these silly activities that we got to participate in, and we got to play with, you know, the grown-ups and do all these games that maybe we weren't that good at, but it didn't matter because we got to be part of it, you know, it was something special and we weren't excluded in any sort of way. And our tiny little bodies would just keep going as long as we could and party as hard as we could until we crashed on the floor in a pile of blankets. And it was just like the best nap ever to hear all the noises around us just keep on going while the grown-ups kept singing karaoke and dancing and laughing and just sharing stories. But how did we get here? How did crayfish become so important to Swedes? Well, we've actually been eating crayfish since the Middle Ages, but that was a delicacy. Not just anyone could eat it. Only the royals and the upper class got to eat it. And so the first time crayfish was even mentioned in Swedish literature was in 1562 when King Eric XIV wrote to someone, I don't know who, he wrote a letter ordering as many crayfish as possible for his sister Anna's wedding. It wasn't until the 1800s when a lot of farmers lost their jobs that they took up fishing, and crayfish became one of those things that a lot of people had accessible to them, I guess. And so the parties kind of developed eventually. They weren't as fun or fancy or special as they are now, maybe. I don't know. It seems like they mostly put crayfish in stuff, like maybe put them in a soup and things like that. Now we just eat the crayfish as they are. Sweden these days imports crayfish from places like Turkey and Spain and China, and everyone seems to have their own opinion about which one they like the most from which country. I guess they have different flavors or something to them, I don't really know. These crayfish parties have been a highlight of my summers since I was born, and I hope that if you haven't already, that you get to experience one day. So if you want to, then maybe come to Sweden in August and try to make your way in and get an invite to one of these parties. Get to know a Swede and ask them if they're having a crayfish party anytime soon and if you can join them. Please comment down below if you want me to talk about any more kind of celebrations that we do in Sweden with holidays and any kind of special traditions that we have surrounding those. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy this gorgeous sunrise with me.